Alright guys, we're here for the weekly countdown video. A heck of a week last week. Um, some really good games. I pulled out a close one versus Filch. Um, he went up big on me early, and it came down to me having Emmanuel Sanders the final night. I needed about 5 or 6 points from him to put me in the lead, and he came through. Trevor Siemian got him the ball a few times, and one big one near the end sealed it for me. So, I beat Mark by about a little under 5, but it was a heck of a game. I really needed that win to push me forward a little bit more. It's been a couple weeks since I've had a big game. I think I led the league in scoring last week, so that was much needed, and it moves me into the number one spot overall in terms of record at 6-1. So, that was a big week last week. A bunch of people had big weeks, but we'll look at that in the next video in Jacko's countdown. But right now, we'll go ahead and check out me versus Nick, which is next week. It's looks very underwhelming so far. I'm projected at 80.7, but I need a kicker still. Justin Tucker's taking a bye week. He's been huge for me. Number 2 overall kicker for me so far this year. So I'll get a replacement for him, put him in, and that'll boost me up probably about 8-9 points. Nick right now is Nick's looking at 87.8. But he does not have a flex in right now. He's got a couple options on the bench, or he could try to work the waiver wire. We'll see. So he'll get a little bit of a boost out of that. I'll still should be picked against by the line, but we'll see. I think this is let's just get into it. I think that I'm getting underrated here. A couple of my guys, Jordan Howard. They say he's going to get 4.2. I mean, he is playing Minnesota. He is getting some touches taken away from him by Kadeem Carey. But, 4.2 is just absurd, I feel like. The guy's averaging 8.6. 4.2, if ESPN has any hope in their mind, thought of Jordan Howard getting a touchdown, his numbers should be up higher than 4.2. I think that's a little ridiculous. Again, I'm going to put in a kicker. My next fault against ESPN is Delaney Walker at 6.9. Delaney's the number 4 tight end right now. If you guys check out what ESPN says about Delaney this week in their justification for putting him so low, they say, Jacksonville's allowed like the 4th fewest points to tight ends. But then you look at who Jacksonville's played. They played Green Bay, San Diego, Baltimore, Indiana, Chicago, and Oakland. None of whom have good tight ends. You could maybe make the argument San Diego with Henry and Gates, but the rest of those just nothing there. It's ridiculous. Delaney's easily the best tight end that Jacksonville's going to have faced thus far this year. So I think 6.9, I believe is it? Yeah, 6.9. I don't know what they're thinking. It's a little bit ridiculous to me, especially the 4th tight end. Mariota's number 1 option. Don't know what they're saying about that. Looking at matchups, got Mariota against Jacksonville, Forte coming up against Cleveland, looking to have another big game. I need big games out of these guys. AJ Green, number 2 in the league. They have him at 12.7. I think the guy easily goes for 16 or 17. Get him a touchdown, maybe about 90-some yards. Edelman needs to have a big game. I say this every week, and it's starting to piss me off. Edelman, dude, what are you doing? Last week was a little bit better. He had 9 catches for 60 yards, but he did fumble the ball, so we had 4 points. Guy's averaging sub 5. Y'all know what kind of athlete it is. It's upsetting to have spent a 4th pick on the guy, and that's what you get. Like I said last week, the only way he can go is up. I feel like he's obviously can't get worse. He's not getting worse. He's staying just as shitty as he's been all year. But he's got Buffalo. They'll probably stick Gilmore on him, which is a problem. But, maybe Brady airs it out to him. I think he'll get a lot of catches. We'll see what kind of yards he can get. He still hasn't got a touchdown this year. He needs a touchdown, especially Week 9 for them is going into a bye, and so I'm going to need points for them. But I don't feel too bad. I feel like the line is a bit off. Me and Nick, we're both looking at about, I'd say, around 90 points averaged, are predicted for this week by ESPN. But I don't know. I mean, he's 1-6. I'm 6-1. Maybe my guys will pull it out for me. Underwhelming week, but it is what it is. I need some guys to come back for me. I need Doug Martin to come back for me. I need I wish Eifert would actually start doing something. I mean, I understand he played some fraction of touches last week, but we need him to come back, and I need him to play great. Especially, if some of my players get weak, potentially put him in a flex spot with Delaney at my tight end. Anything can happen. There's still a lot of moving pieces. But 6-1, I feel great about winning last week. This week is a little bit of a odd one for me, I feel like, with the predictions. But I'm not too worried. I feel okay going into this week. It's a bit of a down week. It'll be quiet. Not worried. Feel okay. We'll see what happens on the waiver wire. But yeah, that'll do it for the matchup preview. I'll get you guys later with Jacko's countdown video. But that's been a matchup preview. Hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you soon. Bye.